Hey guys, this is Anthony Morganti from AnthonyMorganti.com, and this is episode 188 of Photo Critiques. And in this episode, I'm pleased to critique the work of Chris Ross. Chris sent me in some really nice images, and this first one's beautiful. Just a really nice job. Great composition, color, processing, everything about it. Now, you guys often hear me talk about adding something in a shot for scale. Many times it would be a person in a landscape shot. It helps add somebody to scale. But sometimes if you don't add anything for scale, it makes the shot even more interesting. Because as you look at this, you don't know if this is like two rocks and you could have like your foot be taking up most of this rock and another, you know what I mean? Like this could be just a real kind of a macro shot. Or this could be a hillside here and this could be a field going out and uh, you know, kind of a stream going through a gully. So it's, kind of get you thinking. So it's a really interesting abstract shot. So you don't know, at first glance at least, you don't know if this is really a macro or maybe it's something bigger than that. So it's a really interesting composition. It's a beautiful shot, really well done. Very nice water. 1/250th of a second f/9. ISO 100. It was 58 millimeters. We have the leading lines of the posts and wires and dirt path leading out to the beach. Really nice shot. It's a really, I don't know if you're vacationing here, if you could come back to Coles Bay and get, a nice sky would add to this shot. But what you did here is very well done. A pretty cool shot. This is kind of a study of shapes. I mentioned, if you don't have a strong subject in your photograph, you'd like to have colors, contrasting colors, or maybe shapes. And you could have some contrasting shapes sometimes, that helps. But in this case, we just have shapes. And the way the photograph is composed is very interesting. We kind of have this wall kind of coming in as a diagonal, so it's coming in sideways. Then this wall's flat to the camera. And we have the corner here. So it really naturally, your eyes lead you through the image by looking at this wall. And it's a very nice shot, very well done. This is pretty cool. This is kind of an abstract view of a beach in the water, and it's really a nice shot. 1/2000th of a second at f/8. It was at 85.193 millimeters, which I don't think I've ever seen that listed like that. So pretty cool though. Really nice shot. I would imagine this is some type of point and shoot camera did this. But it's really cool. There is some noise in the shot, but I think that adds to the overall abstract composition. Very well done. It's pretty cool. There's no color. There's a little color back in here. It's kind of a neat composition. Contrasts, with a little color, kind of no color. The birds and just the, rocks that they roost on. So it's a pretty cool shot. This shot here I like, but I don't like this. I often mention if you have things in the foreground that are out of focus, it either works or it doesn't work. And sometimes you just have to shoot it to see if it works. Now, this adds a splash of color, but it's too invasive into the shot. I think if it was lower down here, it might have been more tolerable. Is that a right way to say it? I think it would have been added to the shot then. Let's put it that way. And in this case there, it's just kind of a distraction. Now, the scene itself, I'm sure Chris did this, or he possibly did it, to get some color in the shot because the sky is very, gray. It's very hazy and lack of contrast to begin with. So there's not a lot of color. So this adds a splash of color. So I like the idea. When you work a scene, sometimes your scene isn't that great because of weather conditions. So if you work the scene, you do things to try to jazz it up a little bit. So I like your idea. I think this is just a little bit too pervasive going up through the shot like this. It's a very nice shot, nice waterfall, 1/6 of a second f/20. Obviously used a small aperture so you could get a longer shutter speed so we could blur this water. And it's nice. Did a real nice job. Very nice colors, and I like the composition. This is nice, very nice too. We got the water in the background now, kind of blurred out, and we're selective focus on these this leaves, and real well done. Nice color. It's an interesting shot. This shot too, I like shots like this, kind of, stuff in the foreground that's in focus, in the background out of focus. It's a real busy scene, technically, but it's interesting, and you did a really nice job, Chris. The shot I like too. This is that 5 millimeter to 100 millimeter lens. Forgive me, I just don't know what that might be, but I think it's a some type of point and shoot numbers. But it's really cool. Very kind of subtle leading lines leading you through the shot from this being sloping like this to this kind of valley, and the actual lines in the ground help lead you through the shot. And it's really nice, very well done. It's a cool shot. Let's check focus. Yeah, it's focus a little blurry and there's some grain, and I don't know, it's 800 ISO of 800, so it's hard to really get a lot of detail when you're at ISO 800 on some cameras. So we got some grain in the eyes here, but it's an interesting composition, and the light looked like it was kind of harsh. So Chris did a nice job of controlling the light, so we don't really have like severe hot spots where it bleeds through from the tree canopy. So it's a very cool shot. A really nice shot. This is kind of, the obligatory sunset photo that we all take. Nicely composed, really well done. I don't know if you could have stayed in this spot longer and got, as the sun went lower, and got some different, some more shots with different colors coming up in the sky, because as the sun goes down, we usually get some more variety of color, different variety of color, more pinks and stuff like that, and tobacco colors and things. So you always want to stay as long as you can when you're photographing sunsets, and then even when it goes below the horizon, we usually get a great glow, great color coming up into the sky. So always try to stay as long as you can. That's the last one. Yep, that's it. Chris, thank you very much for sharing your work with us. I really do appreciate it, and I'd like to thank everyone that goes over to YouTube and watches my videos and subscribe to my YouTube channel. My YouTube username is Anthony Morganti, and of course I thank you for going over to my website as well, anthonymorganti.com. That's it for now. I'll talk to you guys soon.